I believe we are live. Sorry about that. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Step Up to Rise Up. Today we are going to be talking again about journaling, but this time with a focus on you. We've been taking a look at things we're grateful for outside of ourselves so far, and I want to make sure that we spend some time looking at you too and being thankful for the gifts that you have and spending some time in journaling about those gifts. So I will try to circle back for comments. I don't always see them at the time they come up, but we will begin. Welcome, everyone, to the Step Up to Rise Up show. It's a weekly show where I come at you every Monday at noon for some new training on ways that we can be our best self and have our best lives. So I will introduce myself quickly for those of you who are meeting me for the first time. I'm Linda Nelson. I'm a mindset confidence coach and belief builder and founder of the Believe in You Academy. I help mentor and guide women who are looking to grow themselves and their businesses by providing them tools, support, and mindset strategies so that they can step into their purpose and live a life of intention and impact. So to recap a little bit about where we've been going, and again, if you're just starting, that is totally fine. The hardest step is the first one, and that is just to begin. So there's nothing you've missed. You can catch up and start anytime. You can go back if you want, or you can just start and go forward with me from today forward. So we still have a couple more weeks in the month of November where we're working on developing this gratitude mindset, this gratitude muscle, if you will. So we've rolled around several topics. We've talked about the many benefits that there are to journaling. And we're doing thankfulness because that's just such a good practice to get involved with. And so if you downloaded the materials that you got for registering for this challenge, then you got some tools to help you in this process that give you some what's called journal prompts to get you started. If you are not taking part through the materials that I sent you, you can also just start journaling 1 to 3 things that you're thankful for and why. And so that's kind of where we've been the last couple weeks. We've talked about the many benefits that there are in journaling. And of course, I'm passionate about that because that was one of those really life-changing things that I've done in my life and continue to do that now going forward. Just got lots of wonderful benefits. And so I encourage you to just start that practice and see what it will do for you as well. So there's lots of physical benefits as we've talked about. There's the amazing benefits of being able to sleep better, of boosting your immune system through journaling, through weight management. There's just a lot of physical benefits to journaling. It actually changes the brain when we have that hand brain connection, get all our thoughts out on paper. It's also good, as you would suppose, for mental health because we can experience less stress, less worry. We can get revelations about some of what our thoughts are simply by getting them on paper and seeing in front of us what it is we're thinking. And there's also a spiritual component to journaling. When you spend some time in this practice, there's a deep connection that can develop between you and God in the silence and in the writing of things that He leads you to write. And so journaling is just very, very powerful. We've talked about the many ways to journal. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. There are no rules. It can be doodling. It can be a word. It can be bullets of thoughts. It can just be, here's what I've learned today in being thankful. There's lots of ways you can express that. And so don't get tied to any kind of rules. Just write however that strikes you. So we're in some challenging times. I think we can all agree, and it feels like so much is out of our control, because it is. And keeping a journal can really help create some order around that. When you focus on writing, you at least have some order in your own life, and that can help when everything outside of you feels so chaotic. So, as I said, we've been focusing on those outside of us, people, places, experiences, events, all those things that you're thankful for in your life. But this week, I want you to focus on you. I want you to do some inner work on you, because going forward, being able to see your gifts, acknowledge them, discover them perhaps for the first time, all helps you in finding your purpose and building some self-esteem in yourself, of feeling good about you and what you mean to the world. So that's what we're going to focus on this week. According to mental health professionals, journaling is one of the most recommended tools to have a clearer mind and a happier life. It can help release those mental blockades or those obstacles that are in our way, and just be more precise about what you're thinking. And so journaling helps you to understand your desires, your dreams, your priorities, excuse me, and your worries. So when you can journal to understand who you really are, you are freed up, as I said, to get more clarity, maybe have more decisiveness, because you're now clear on some of your priorities and the actions you need to take. You get more confidence to act, and if you've been in that kind of stalled out, unmotivated position that so many of us are experiencing in these challenging times now, giving you the ability to move forward just because you're writing things down is a big benefit. So you cultivate self-confidence in this process. You begin to understand what you bring to the world. Journaling can unravel some of those limiting beliefs that you have about yourself and help you to move forward. And so nurturing this self-awareness in you helps you really hit your potential, really live your best life by creating your best self. So as we talked about, journaling also helps with spirituality. It's a great practice that allows you to connect internally and know that that's the place that you are deeply loved by God. And that conversation between you and God can happen in those quiet moments. And so it can be a very supportive and helpful practice during difficult times when you're faced with challenges, that can help you understand and uncover all those feelings that you're having in the moment. Feelings can sometimes be hard to express. So throughout the week, I'm going to be posting some things in Baby Steppers for you on what's called journal prompts. And they'll be just things that you can think about on your way to discovering your strengths. And so this week, we're going to really focus in on you and figure out what it is you bring to the world. We're going to find a way through these journal prompts to honor all those strengths that you have, all of those gifts that you've been given. And then you're going to find a way to be grateful for those throughout the week. Express your gratitude for those gifts and how they're able to help you have a more fulfilling life. So we're going to be very intentional with our journal prompts this week. I want you to do some things like dream about your perfect day, because it's in our days that lead to our weeks, that lead to our months, that lead to our years, that lead to our life. And so it all starts with our days. So I'm going to have you think about your ideal day, what your perfect day looks like, and then strive to do that 80% of the time. but it's taking note, it's journaling about that. And then I want you to maybe think about some successes that you've had, maybe recently or even going back in your past, and what it says about you and your character and some of the strengths that you have developed over time. I'm going to give you some prompts that will help you acknowledge your efforts and celebrate how far you've come in some things, and maybe reinforce in your mind the things that you have done in your life that you don't really give yourself enough credit for. We'll reflect a little bit on some of the people in your life that have helped shaped who you are, and celebrate not only them, but the person that you're becoming. And then we'll try to uncover some of your uniqueness, your qualities that make you you. And we're going to celebrate that this week. I'm also going to be supporting you with podcasts this week. We're going to talk in the podcast this week about mindset and mindset strategies, because as we're going to discover, or maybe we already have discovered, everything starts in the mind. Goals that we have, intentions that we have for our life, it all starts in our minds. So we're going to do some work through the podcast and listen more about what I call a growth mindset, a fixed mindset, and even a spiritual mindset, and give you some things to think about along those lines in the podcast. So tune into those. I'll also post those in the group. And now I'm going to just quickly circle to the comments because I'm seeing them here. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Susan. And good morning, Barb. It's so nice to have you join me today. So take some time, reflect in your journaling this week about you. And again, look for those prompts that I'll put in Baby Steppers. If you're not able to watch this live with us, those folks that I just said hello to, then by all means, join us on the replay and share your thoughts in the comments below, or ask me any questions, or maybe some helps for you this week as you uncover some things about yourself. And then we're going to celebrate that this week. But we are going to focus on your gifts, your uniqueness, and then we're going to celebrate and be grateful for those things. Oh, Barb is saying that the video has got some poor quality. We might not have a strong band here this morning. All right, my friends. Well, with that, I'm going to sign off for today. Join me on the podcast this week for some additional helps, and look for those journal prompts going forward in the Baby Steppers group. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Bye for now.